Well, this past week, Bungie was back with more information about the future of the franchise, and they went into some detail related to episode Revenant, that's coming on Tuesday, and more details about the future expansions and also what Frontiers is going to look like, plus also in-depth info related to armor changes coming. So today, I'm going to do a quick recap of all the new information about the future of Destiny 2. Well, first of all, we've got episode Revenant. So Revenant coming on Tuesday, the 8th of October. We've got a number of improvements as well on the way. So as for the story, one of the echoes, a remnant of the death of the witness inside the Traveller, well, that has landed with Fickrell and the Scorn. They are changing. So Fickrell is now the leader of the Scorn. He wants to evolve the Scorn, and to do this, he's going to need bodies. Now, that doesn't really bode well for the Elixni. So Crow, Mithrax, and Ido, they're going to be the major characters in the upcoming episode. We've got a new mechanic introduced in the next season called Tonic, and we can craft various tonics at a crafting station. This is going to have different effects on gameplay, but one of the major effects includes focusing loot, building on the success of Into the Light, and focusing Onslaught weapons. Well, Onslaught is getting some major updates as well, including 3 new maps with enemy factions, including the Scorn, and also Shadow Cabal as well. Widow's Court was shown off as one of the new maps. We've got new defences, including a shrapnel turret and an airstrike. We've got tripwires as well. They've been improved by adding stasis slow effects. The seasonal exotic is a primary stasis grenade launcher, similar to Fighting Lion, which is also getting an update too. And the projectiles for this one are similar to that of Mountaintop, as in they fire in a very straight line, and reloading after a kill can produce special and heavy ammo, so players can support their fire team by building into ammo support. And at wave 30 of Onslaught, you've got a chance to get a fully masterwork double perk seasonal weapon to drop, so that is very, very good indeed. Icebreaker is returning as a dungeon weapon. Its perks have been reworked as to not break the game and the ammo economy completely, so assists and final blows with other weapons generate ammo for Icebreaker. So the new artifact was shown with a heavy theme of stasis, so overload grenade launcher is returning, plus also anti-barrier scout rifle. Breach and clear also returning with a slight rework, and the inverted spire strike is returning, the original D2 strike from the beta, albeit that is going to be reworked. Act 2 is also going to arrive with an activity inspired by Destiny's past, however Bungie aren't really talking about that until closer to the time. And we've got Festival of the Lost coming as well. That armor was shown off, and that looks very, very good as always. Well, next up we've got Frontiers. So the new expansions, they're going to be twice yearly and roughly the size of Rise of Iron. That was really nice to see Bungie acknowledging Rise of Iron there. And rather than having one huge moment per year, they want to have 2 to focus on replayable activities. So each one is going to have a campaign, plus also a structure to dive into, similar to the Dreaming City. So the new destination is going to feature non-linear storytelling similar to a Metroidvania game, where you've got to gather items to unlock new parts of the map. Bungie are also doing away with the structure of going to see an NPC on the helm, and want to have characters out there in the wild so players can experience the world and interact with the story and the characters in these new locations. So I do think that is a very, very good move. And some new concept art was shown off from a new location, one that we've not been to before. And Bungie also want to bring back the mystique to Destiny, discovering secrets and also exploring new worlds. Briefly during the stream, they did talk about armor changes, but they did drop an article afterwards going into much more detail. So I'm going to hop over to that article and go through the armor changes. This is very, very exciting news, and this is going to make armor matter again. And I think the reception to the armor changes has widely been received pretty positively. So let me know down there in the comments what you think about it. But Bungie do outline the problem with armor, and they say, in the years since the last major update, Shadowkeep's Armor 2.0, armor has settled into a relatively static part of the reward story. Once you've got the right stat rolls, there's very little else to look forward to, and the intricate balance of stat values has a lock-in effect and makes it hard to want to swap out to anything else. For armor to be exciting again, it needs to have some unique properties, and stats need to be easier to manage without so much need for fine-tuning. So, the solution, as proposed by Bungie, they say they're going to rework the stat mechanics, so stats on armor is going to be changing in Frontiers in order to make them more player-friendly, And the first major change is the mechanics of the stats themselves. So stat effects are no longer going to be tiered every 10 points. Every point in a stat will provide a benefit, and this change is intended to reduce the lock-in effect that happens when a fine-tuned combination of stat values makes it feel impossible to switch out to any single armor piece. Stat effects are going to be capped at 200, with the range from 101 to 200 providing an additional powerful effect building on the base effect. This change is intended to support deeper investment in a smaller number of stats, and spikier stat distributions on armor with fewer secondary dump stats. In addition to the changes there, the distribution of stats and armor is also going to be changing. So legendary armor is going to have a stat archetype which determines the primary and secondary stat types, with a third stat being a free roll. The values of these stats should be spikier, leading to fewer points in dump stats, and also the class slots, so Hunter Cloaks, Warlock Bombs and Titan Marks, they're going to have full stat distributions on par with other slots. The results will be a smaller number of unique stats on any piece of armor, with larger contributions to these stats and every stat point providing a benefit. These stats should ultimately make every piece of armor more interesting and easier to evaluate. Okay, next up we've got new stats. So some stats are going to be changing with 3 goals in mind. Improving specific weak stats that offer little value, reducing or eliminating mandatory must-have stats, and also improve the understandability of stats and their effect. So these stats are still under development, but here's a few examples of the work-in-progress designs, which will eventually include most or all of the current stats found on armor. So first of all, Discipline from 1 to 100 provides increased grenade cooldown reduction, and from 101 to 200 provides an increasing change to gain a bonus grenade charge whenever your grenade becomes available, and the stat is going to be renamed to Grenade to improve the readability. Next up we've got Strength, so from 1 to 100 provides increasing melee cooldown reduction, and from 101 to 200 provides an increasing chance to gain a bonus melee charge whenever your powered melee becomes available, and the stat is going to be renamed to Melee to provide readability. Then we've got Special Ammo, so from 1 to 100 increase the rate at which special ammo bricks drop from final blows, and from 101 to 200 provides an increasing chance that a double-sized brick will drop. So that is some new information about stats. Next up we've got set bonuses. So the second major change to armor is the introduction of set bonuses. Think of them like an origin trait for armor. They're going to represent the theme of the armor and allow you to reflect that fantasy in the way that your build plays. Set bonuses are perks granted when you equip 2 and 4 pieces of armor in the same set. This allows you either to commit to 2 bonuses from the same set or find combinations that fit your unique needs. We're going to be keeping both approaches in mind as they take shape and are excited to see what each Guardian chooses to do with these new tools. Note that there's going to be no bonus at 5 pieces because most builds are expected to include an exotic piece of armor. As you'll see, perks will consist of either existing mods or will be newly designed. We've included a few examples here that represent the general direction that we'd like to go. So first of all, Tex Mechanica, perk 1, that is 2 pieces. So while shooting from the hip, you've got increased movement speed and weapon handling, and the effect increases when you score hits. Perk 2 is 4 pieces, so Tex Mechanica weapons have increased range and accuracy when hip fired. Next up we got Non-Stop Aggression, so perk 1, that is 2 pieces, final blows with freshly reloaded weapons heal you, and then perk 2, that is 4 pieces, damaging a target with a shotgun or a fusion rifle increases the damage it takes from those weapons for a short period of time. Then we've got Demolitions Expert, so perk 1 is 2 pieces, direct hits with explosive weapons temporarily increase their reload speed. Perk 2 is 4 pieces, repeat direct hits with explosive weapons temporarily increase grenade ability damage. And finally we've got Vanguard Operative, so perk 1, 2 pieces, activating your grenade gives you and nearby allies damage resistance against combatants, and perk 2, that is 4 pieces, defeating champions with a finisher generates special ammo for you and also your fire team as well. Okay, I'm going to finish up today with some of my thoughts. So, Revenant is shaping up nicely. It's good to see some improvements to Onslaught, as that has been one of the major wins in the game over the last 12 months, so it's also good to see the focus on stasis through the artifact. I don't think we're going to see a major change to the format of running back and forth between the vendors this episode, but it sounds like our feedback has been taken on board, and that is going to change in episode Heresy and definitely in Frontiers as well. So I'm looking forward to the new weapons coming, and it's good to see Bungie allowing us to support our fire teams through generating ammo alongside helping with health regeneration in that traditional support role. Frontiers continues to sound good. You know, I do like the idea of non-linear storytelling and that Metroidvania structure. I'm a massive fan of Metroidvanias outside of Destiny 2, and bringing in some of those concepts into the game is definitely going to be very, very interesting. It is hard to visualise at the moment, given we're only being shown concept artwork, so once we start to see something more concrete, we're going to get a sense of the next steps, and everything Bungie is saying sounds very positive. However, I want to see the next steps, not just listen to what Bungie is talking about. Also, the armour changes sound positive. You know, I felt like we took a massive step backwards with armour in Lightfall. Everything was simplified back then. You know, making armour feel important again is going to open up the build crafting and making that easier to understand and to get into through simplified stats and also the bonuses. I think that's going to be good moves and a welcome move for all those new players. Well, let me know what you think in the comments, but that is it for this look at Revenant, Frontiers, and also huge armor changes coming in Destiny 2. And as always, thank you so much for watching or for listening. Don't forget you can hit that subscribe button down below for even more Destiny 2 content here on Endgame Express. And you can also like the video and share the video too, that would help me out here on the channel. Well, thanks again, I'll see you soon. Well, thank you for watching that video, and today I'd like to talk about Endgame Express Backstage, the home of exclusive content for fans of Endgame Express. To join, simply join up through Patreon or the YouTube membership. You get early access and exclusive content, shout-outs in the videos, access to live streams, plus also access to our exclusive Endgame Express Backstage community Discord. Well, here's some more information about the tiers. So in Tier 1, that is $2.99 a month, you get access to our community Discord and also early access to content. In Tier 2, that is $4.99, and you get shoutouts in the credits of videos, and also you get access to community polls and help shape the content. For Tier 3, that is $8.99, and you'll get access to exclusive community videos, and also get access to exclusive live streams as well. Well, the core content on Endgame Express is always going to be free, but if you want to go above and beyond and support Endgame Express, then all you need to do is get access to Endgame Express Backstage today through Patreon or YouTube membership. You know, Endgame Express is a one-man band right now, but I would love to expand into more games, podcasts, more channels, but to do that, I'm going to need your help to make this sustainable, and in return, I offer you some exclusive benefits and backstage-only content. Well, if you enjoy Endgame Express, then consider Endgame Express Backstage today. You can hit that membership button right down below, or you can find us on the Patreon links, and you'll find those links in the description. Well, thank you for listening, and thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you very soon.